What's going on, everyone? So the Los Angeles Lakers really need to address their perimeter speed and perimeter athleticism, period, right? Talked for years now about the Lakers really needing some athletes, really needing some athleticism out on the perimeter, right? It solves most of the Lakers' issues. Just that alone would solve a ton of Lakers' issues. Obviously, Lakers need a center. You have to get a center because they don't have a center, right? So they have to address the center position. That, to me, is still the number one priority. No ands, ifs, buts about it. But beyond that, right, Lakers do have several needs. They need legit two-way guys, 3-and-D wings. They need some shooting. They need a lot of things. But just getting some real athletes and some real athleticism out on the perimeter would solve a ton for the Lakers. You can win a lot of games just by out hustling, out working, and being more athletic than the other team. You see it every year. Right? Houston cannot score the basketball to save their lives, but they just have like 30 athletes on their roster and they just blitz everybody. OKC is in the NBA Finals now because they're a team full of 6'3" to 6'6" guards that are all hyper athletes that have a ton of speed and a pace and space league now. Right? Like we're in this NBA where the perimeter speed, perimeter athleticism is so important and valuable. Look at Indiana. They're running 3-4 guard lineups at times, right? Like if the Lakers did that, we'd lose our minds. But it's different when the Lakers have a bunch of 6-foot unathletic guards. Like you can't do that. But when you have a bunch of 6'3" hyper athletic guards, you can, because they're just out hustling, out working, rotating, doing all the dirty work, chasing down the loose balls, winning the 50-50 race. Like all of those things, it changes, right? Darvin Ham, for example, loved to play 3-4 guard lineups. Right? And I defended at times the 3 and 4 guard lineups, but my thing is that it doesn't work with the Lakers because at that time they had a bunch of, 6-foot unathletic guards, right? It's like Kendrick Nunn, Patrick Beverly, right? Like it's just like you're not. It's Dennis Schroeder, right? Austin Reeves. It's like that's not the same thing as having again, a SGA, Carson Wallace, a Lou Dort, and Alex Caruso, right? Like the Oklahoma City Thunder against the Minnesota Timberwolves, who we struggled and were bigger than OKC, right? Minus our center position. They out hustled, out rebound, outworked them, and they were running literally at times 5. They had a lineup out there where Jalen Williams was their biggest guy. And it was like 5 guards or 4 guards and like a 6'6" guy. Literally. And it worked. Why? Because they were able to just switch everything, be pesky, double team at every position, recover, rotate, because they had just the athleticism and size to recover. Right? Like the Lakers have lacked that for years now. And it's something that I keep highlighting, right? Before the Luka trade. Talked about. Right? Like, where's the athleticism? You have D'Angelo Russell. Okay, not athletic. That's not good. Okay, well, who's next to him? Okay, Austin Reeves. Okay, well, he's bad as D'Angelo Russell is. Okay, well, you must have a hyper athlete next to those two, right? And you did, Jared Vanderbilt, right? And Jared Vanderbilt actually made up and masked a lot of that, right? We made the conference finals with Jared Vanderbilt at 3, right? But he was just one athlete. And then they ended up going with Rui in the mix, right? And it's like, okay, well, Rui's as bad as those two guys. And then fast forward to the Luka trade. And it's like, okay, now again, Luka is like he's stuck in mud at times. Okay, well, who's next to him? Austin Reeves. Okay, well, who's next to him? Rui Hachimura. And now you don't have Anthony Davis to mask and make up for the lack of defense, athleticism, right? Like, so that in and of itself becomes a problem. Where now if you just got, like LeBron James cannot be your best athlete at age 40 or will be 41 in year 22. Like, it just, you can't do it, right? Like, he's an incredible athlete. Don't get me wrong, still to this day, still one of the best athletes in all of basketball. But you need other athletes around those guys, right? If you had Luka, LeBron, and then, 2 or 3 athletes, like real athletic players that can do the dirty work, make the hustle plays. Why was Dorian Finney-Smith immediately our best plus minus player and remain that the entire season because he can do everything out there. He's switchable. He can defend all 5 positions. He can hit the open 3. He can do the dirty work. He can rebound. He could scrap. He's got athleticism, right? He's not like a super insane athlete, but he's got athleticism, right? He's more athletic than Rui, D'Lo, and Luka and Austin Reeves, right? So again, like that's the kind of thing that the Lakers need. Can you find those athletes? Can you get a Zaire Williamson or an Io or a Jonathan Kuminga or whatever, a Cam Whitmore, right? Can you find these guys? Can you find these diamonds? Can you find these guys that are kind of just floating on these other teams that you can bring in and just be like, hey, right now let's just go, right? Need you to do the dirty work. Need you to make the hustle plays. Need you to grind out there on the basketball court, right? Because the Lakers, even teams, right? Like Lakers getting athleticism alone would fix most of the Lakers' issues, right? Obviously, you got to get a center, but like teams we're in a space and pace league, right? And the Lakers don't have space and they don't have pace, right? Like it's not a good combination. But even beyond that, right? Teams shoot abundance of threes. They shoot, on many cases, more threes against the Lakers than most teams. Why? Because previously, you had Anthony Davis. So it's like, okay, well, we could take 23s on the inside and try to shoot over Anthony Davis, or we could just chuck up 23s out on the perimeter. And what do an abundance of threes lead to? A lot of long ball rebounds. And teams are looking at it as like, I just have to win a foot race and win the 50-50 balls against D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, and Rui Hachimura. And then Luka, Austin Reeves, and Rui Hachimura. And every team in the league is looking at it as like, oh, we can do that. Right? Like we can out chase and outrun down. And that's the problem. Right? Luka's an excellent rebounder and whatnot. He's gonna get his rebounds, but that's more just positioning and his size and stuff like that. But right, like this team, if these playoffs have shown it, last year's playoffs showed it, it's not a coincidence that the teams that keep advancing the furthest, even the Knicks is a great example both ways, right? They're a team that has Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, right? Mikal Bridges, Deuce McBride, right? Like they have athletes around Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, but they're also being exposed because of Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, because you have 2 non-defensive players, 2 non-athletes out there on the basketball court, and teams are targeting them and punishing them. And you're seeing Indiana just go after them, so much so that Karl Anthony Towns is getting played off the basketball court. And who is he getting put in his place? Mitchell Robinson, who's an athlete, who can run, and that's the thing, right? So Lakers, you look at Indiana, they're running 3-4 guard lineups. OKC ran 3-4 guard lineups. Why? Because again, we're in a space and pace league. You do need size. You need balance. You need to be able to hey, you're playing this big team, let's match them, right? Like we're playing the small, let's match them, right? Like you need to be able to have that balance. Lakers got to find that balance. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? I feel what your thoughts. Do you agree? Disagree? Kind of mix in the middle. How do you feel either way? I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.